Oh shit. Do 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 do. All right. What's up, everybody? Pudge Fernandez here with another episode of Hot Pudge IG Live. We're in Season 2, Episode 46. We're going to start off a little bit differently today. Don't usually do this. I just usually roll with the punches, talk about myself, a little update, maybe talk about a prior guest. But we got to do a little current events, okay? Just so for the record, for the recording, today is January 7th, 2021. Yesterday was January 6th, 2021. And we all know what happened on January 6th. Washington, D.C. got turned over on its head. By the time you're watching this, if you're watching this today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, you already know what's up. It was a shitstorm in D.C. They broke into the Capitol. Everything was a hot mess. Don't want to make a big statement about it. I'll just keep it real simple. In my opinion, hey, a lot of the wrong Republicans showed up at this rally. It happens. Just like sometimes at those Black Lives Matter protests and rallies, a lot of the wrong protesters show up and shit happens. So the point I'm trying to make is, hey, I guess both sides have more in common than they originally thought. How about that? Things that make you say, coño. Anyway, that's it. That's enough. Quick point. That's all. Let's go back to the Hot Pudge IG Live. Do what we do. We have awesome guests today. Hey, like every other day we do, somebody very special. Because I haven't seen this person in 20 plus years. We did some time. We did some hard time. We did some time in junior high school 73, and then we did a 4-year bid in Newtown High School. And now I get to catch up with him, see what's good, see what's up. He looks incredibly handsome. I haven't seen him in 20 years. Now I got him on Facebook, on Instagram, and wow, oh my God. It's amazing. I've seen a lot of old classmates, not too good, but he looks great. He looks great. So anyway, so let me get him on. And hopefully we'll have him on soon. Waiting for... Okay, the game 1173. There he is. The game. The game 11373.
Don't judge me.
Or just his government name, Carlos Herrera, guys. And
what's up, Pudge?
I meant what I said. Incredibly handsome. Look at you. Time like fine wine.
It's the Clinique face wash and all the oils.
No, and the hair. I like the color scheme going. I see a little black, a little gray, a little it's like this beautiful wilderness of like you're in between. So it's spiked up. So it's spiked up like you're 20, but it's also 30, 40, and 50 shades of different years. I like it.
It's the Spanish version of Pauly D.
Yeah, it's Pauly D square. Tu sabes, Pauly D. Yeah.
to the third square, exactly.
To the third square. Man, I'm happy you're here. Glad to have you. Like I said, I don't usually open up with current events, but we got to call what we call in comedy the elephant in the room, the hot topic. Okay, everyone's talking about it. It's all over the world. It's the hottest thing on the news. The Mets got Francisco Lindor. Yes.
That's right, baby. We got our Christmas present early.
I'm saying, dude, I'm so happy. First of all, you're a Met fan. I hang up if you're not.
Hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Because you live right couple blocks. I remember you live right behind, like right there on the hill, right?
Right. Yep.
Right by Newtown.
Yep. I moved. I moved from Newtown. I went down to Jackson Heights, so I moved down to 92nd. So I was literally a few blocks away from the old Shea Stadium.
Okay, so born and raised Queens, right?
Yeah, born and raised. Yeah, born in New York, raised in Queens.
Okay, born and raised Queens. Okay, yep. I'm just saying, you rock the blue and the orange.
Blue and orange and big blue, baby, Giants.
Okay, Oh, me too. Oh, wow. A lot of people, I
There
tell
you
people
go.
I'm a Mets fan and a Giants fan, and they can't see it because it's like, oh, you got to be Mets and Jets and Yankees or Yankees and
Exactly.
Giants.
Yankees
No,
and Giants. Yeah. No.
no,
No. We're
you
different.
can
We're
mix.
different.
Yeah, we're different. We're
It's
special.
ridiculous. Exactly.
We're special.
It's
We're
special.
special.
Yes. Yes. We're special.
And I'm so glad. I haven't seen you in so long. I'm learning more about you than I did in fucking high school and junior high school. And you're Colombian too, right? A background?
Ecuadorian. Ecuadorian.
Ecuadorian. Oh, same colors.
Yes.
Same
Same
colors.
colors.
Okay. I saw the
Just,
colors somewhere.
only that we had the Ecuadorian flag has a vulture, and the Colombian flag has Pablo Escobar. I'm just saying.
Look at you. Oh my God. I thought I was a comedian.
I'm here all day. Thank you. I'm here all day.
So what's going on, man? So just briefly catch us up on the last 20 plus years. Oh, well, let me get started. I didn't know, and this was very kind of cool, and I wanted to talk about it. But you joined the Marines after high school. Was it right after high school?
Right after high school, I actually left a month and a half after graduation. And I'll tell you,
aware.
yeah,
I was not aware that you joined the Marines.
Yeah, I'll tell you a quick story, make it real quick. It's funny because when I went to Fort Hamilton to do the final paperwork and everything like that, I almost got arrested at Fort Hamilton. And the reason is, and I'll tell you real quick, I was always brought up with a certain name that my mother wanted to give me since I was born. She always called me Juan Carlos. All my paperwork that I filled out during elementary school, junior high school, and high school was Juan Carlos Herrera. When I went to fill out the paperwork, the final paperwork at Fort Hamilton, they ran the thing. Guess what? Juan Herrera didn't exist under that social. So they thought that I was impersonating somebody else. I literally had to call my mother to come to Fort Hamilton with the proper documentation so they can see I was not lying. This is what my mother caused. So ever since that day, that's when I found out my name was not Juan Carlos. It was Carlos.
So you were impersonating Juan Carlos, and you didn't even know.
No, because I was brought up as Juan Carlos Herrera. My mother always called me Juan Carlos because that's the name that she always wanted to give me. But my father,
it wasn't on the birth certificate.
It was no. My social, my birth certificate was everything was Carlos Herrera.
Wow, and you were like, I didn't know.
I didn't know. What are you talking about? So that's how my stint with the Marines enrolling started. Almost getting arrested by MPs. I was like, what's going on? I literally got taken to a room, interrogated. Like, who is this person? Who are you impersonating? I was like, what are you talking about? But that was it. Yep.
Okay, similar story. I guess after something very similar with it's the name. So after when I did 4 years active duty, and I was kind of at that time I was going to be NYPD. I was waiting for the test, and I took the test, and then I started going through the process, and then they gave me this special book that you're supposed to complete and fill out, and it's like this. The Bible is what you're filling out. Because you're not. If you lie, you're fucked. So complete it 100% truth. If you lie, you're fucked. With that said, I answered all the questions. One of the questions was, do you have or ever had an alias? Okay. In my mind, an alias, I've always heard of aliases on TV and the movies. It always was, Joey the Bats, Luciano, Tommy 2 times, Jose, 3-Finger Jose Castillo, or Juani Sanchez, El Bebe, like Nick, like that. That's what I thought was an alias. Alias, stupid name, insert here. So I marked no. What happened was, as I know you remember, my name is John. Some people know that. Most, be surprised. A lot of people in the comedy community don't. So I stopped kind of using it. But anyway, my name was John. My last name when I graduated was different from Newtown because I changed it simultaneously. as I was okay. So I was born like long story. I was born John Sanchez. Birth certificate, right?
Okay.
Mother remarried. She changed her name. I had two sisters. They had the same name. I was the odd man out. So eventually I changed to the family name Fernandez. But this happened. The actual legal portion happened around March of 91. We were seniors.
Right.
And it so happens at that same time, it was my birthday. My mother says, what do you want for your birthday or what do you want for graduation? One of those things. And I was like, oh, I want to go to Colombia. She's like, no problem. So she, like every Latino parent, you buy that as fast as possible to get the cheapest rate.
Right.
So it was like March and it was paid for. I already had a passport because I had traveled a couple of years before and it was set for the summer of 91. So during that spring, it finally got changed to Fernandez. I still graduated Sanchez because I was already at the end. Didn't fucking matter. You know what I'm saying? Graduated June. July, I left for Colombia. Had a wonderful summer in Colombia. Ran amok, joined the Army 4 years later. Now I'm in front of a police investigator, joined the NYPD. Same thing with the name. So what happened? I'm going down. I'm officially a Fernandez. Been a Fernandez for 4 years. Everything is Fernandez. But then I come sit down and she this police detective lady reams me out. She chews me fucking out because I lied. You lied. You lied. You said you don't have an alias and you have a fucking alias. I'm like, I don't have any names. What alias are you talking about? I said, you popped. You popped this. Who's John Sanchez? I'm like, oh, that used to be me. That's an alias. I didn't fucking know it was an alias. and then shit started rolling. Look at these tickets. You owe tickets. I was stupid when I was 8. I got a car, drove it to the ground, got a shitload of tickets. They were still out there.
So did I.
They were still out there, but that was peanuts. That was peanuts. Then she's like, this is 1991, mind you. This is 1991. So you got to think about that time period in Colombia. All right, there was a Pablo situation. Okay, if you saw Narcos, that was going. Pablo was the hot topic. All right, and she's looking at. She goes, "Wait a minute, you're 18. You were Sanchez. You became Fernandez, but when you left the country, you left under Sanchez." And I was like, "Yeah, because that was the passport I had." Because she bought the ticket earlier before the change, and it was the change, and I already had the ticket, and I already had my old passport. You left the country under an illegal. I'm like, oh Jesus fucking Christ! And when I got back, I got a car. So and I drove it and and now she's like, you went to Colombia under an alias. You came back and you bought a car. You know, she's lining me up like. You went to Colombia and you came back and you bought a car. And I'm like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. And I got taken. Yes, I got pulled out into a room and I got the fucking, another detective, this man fucking grilling me. And I'm like, yo no sé. Okay, I just came back from the army.
Holy crap.
Yeah, so it was a huge thing. So same thing with the name. It was just stupid, weird coincidence and bad timing, and I never made it to the PD, but that's another story. But yeah, man. So I feel you. Thank God it happened on the back end of, at least I was already in the Army. It killed one dream, but that's okay. I guess.
And for those who don't remember John, look at him here. Look at John right there. Look.
Shit.
Look at that. Look.
Mira, this motherfucker, you did homework.
Yep, I still have the video. Look at this.
Why didn't you go to page 77?
I do page 77. Hold on. I got page 77 right here.
Picture. That's my good picture. I think it's 76, 77.
No, it's actually 78.
78. Thank you. Look at that. Show that picture. That's the badass picture. I remember that.
That's the one. That's the one that shows, eh?
Is it? No, that's 78.
Yeah, 78.
Wow,
are you talking about the one with the
Trump?
Are you talking about The one with the trumpet. Okay, hold on. I got that right here. Hold on. That's the badass picture right there. Hold on. I got you right here.
Picture. That was a nice.
That was the one that you like this.
Yeah, I know. I remember that.
Hold on.
A photographer came to the room and he's like, pose. I'm like, yeah. I put down my
okay, hold on. It's 94, 93, 92, 91. Page 90. Okay, people, you ready for this one?
90,
here we go.
90.
Ready? Right here. Look. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sucio. What is it? Rico Suave. That was the Rico Suave.
That's your alias.
You saw the hair? That was the alien pose.
That's what he was. That's what he was applying for Johnny Ventura band.
Jesus. Yo, but it's funny. At least you got in, because mine was partially a dream killer. I mean, I was really wanted to go into the PD, and it just spiraled out of control out of there. It never got in, obviously, but yours was fixed, right? And they let you get in. Everything was squared away.
Everything was squared away. I went in. Actually, that took almost like 24 hours. I had to go back home and come back the next day, so everything goes fixed from that point on. And then I ended up going, and then I lasted maybe about 8 weeks in. I broke my ankle coming down the wall. I broke it in 5 places because I got nervous because I was coming down the wall. I slipped and came down right on my ankle. So I either had a choice of starting all over or taking medical discharge. I was not starting all over.
No, totally get it. And this is why when you mentioned that to me, when you wrote to me in my inbox about your little stint in the Marines, I so wanted to talk about it because I want people to know, regardless of what branch you're in, it's fucking hard from the get, especially the basic training. You don't walk. It's not a walk-in, okay?
No,
and what
it's really not.
You, and I wanted to talk because what happened to you happens maybe in every basic training. My basic training, I went to Fort Benning, and we had a couple of quitters. Fuck them. But we had this one kid. We were 3/4 of the way in. I mean, at least a month, maybe a month and a half from graduation. We were going for 4 months because I was in the infantry, so they put it all together. So mine was a 4-month fucking go do your shit. And this one guy, I remember, he was the coolest. We called him Chainsaw. As a matter of fact, I gave him that nickname. He was such a sweetheart of a kid. And I'll tell you about his nickname, Chainsaw. Sweetheart. Doesn't make sense. He was such a sweet kid. He was like a Midwestern kid. And what happened was, in the beginning, they shave our heads. We were all bald, right? Well, he got really shy and insecure and bashful because when they shaved his head, he had this massive, thick, ugly scar that just went around his head like this across the top. I mean, you couldn't help but notice it stuck out. So he felt very insecure about it. And I was talking. I don't even remember his real name. I think was it Watson? I think it was no. I don't remember. So I'm talking to him like, "Hey man, what's going on?" He goes, "I don't feel right. I'm kind of shy. I feel messed up. My scar. He's all like, And I'm like, "What happened? How'd you get it?" He goes, "Oh, when he was younger, he got diagnosed with some kind of brain cancer. They had an operation, so they had to crack his skull open to remove the tumor, and then sew him back up. So he was fine. This was happening when he was a kid, but he's 100%, and now he's in the Army, so good. But he just felt very insecure, and he was very bashful. And at that moment, somebody walked in to where we were or something. One of the other guys in the platoon. And I guess they noticed it. And they're like, and of course, you know how guys are, yo, what the fuck? What? Yo, that's a crazy scar. They immediately pointed at him. He's bashful. He's feeling so low and shy about this big, ugly scar. And yo, what the fuck is that? And he's like this. And I was like, yo, this guy is the craziest motherfucker on earth. He's like, what happened? He's a kid playing with his daddy's chainsaw. Was trying to juggle chainsaws. And he cut himself open. That's a bad motherfucker. And they were like, whoa, that's crazy. And they're like, yo, this motherfucker's cool. And all of a sudden, his face lit up. and they started calling him Chainsaw because I made up that story for him.
Oh my God.
So that was like week 1, and for the rest of the months, he was Chainsaw because that was
He was just Chainsaw.
He was Chainsaw. His kid was trying to juggle chainsaws. Motherfucker. You know, 20, 18, 19, 20. We're all in base. We're all talking shit. Who's got a bigger dick? Who banged more girls? You know, all that. You know,
Exactly.
It's just a big testosterone fucking free flowing stories. And I gave him. He was like, and then afterwards, I'll never forget. Thanks, Fernandez. He was like, thank you. Thanks. And his nice little like country voice. It was kind of cool. And he was a sweetheart, and he did great. And we were just rolling along, you know, no issue, never had an issue. But then 3/4 of the way, we were doing some just like you. We were on some kind of obstacle course, and he's on the monkey bars. And it wasn't even a big drop. He just slipped, and he landed, and also it was sand. So, you know, they have that cushion. So it's not like we fall, you know, they're safe. There's always sand or rubber or some kind of cushion to give in case we drop so we don't fucking kill ourselves. So like a sand pit or something like that. But he cracked his ankle. He cracked his ankle. And that was at least 3/4 of the way, and he had maybe a month left. And he had to recycle. He said he was going to stick it out and recycle. And we knew what that meant. So for you to decide not to repeat, totally fucking get it. Because to recycle, first of all, to start from the beginning of hell, number one. But that's not even the biggest part. The thing is, you can decide to stay, but how long is it going to take to heal? How long is it going to take to recover? And then how long do you have to wait till the next class starts before you slide back in?
It could be weeks, it could be months after that. Like once you're fully back on thing, you never know. It's whatever slots open. During that time, you already have a lot of thinking to do, like, should I still do it? Should I not still do it? And let me tell you, it was the hardest decision because it really bothered me. Like, I really wanted to finish. I was like halfway through, and I was like, I couldn't do it. You know, and I felt bad. I felt bad from that point on.
I know because what happens is, and again, people don't know this. I saw this with the quitters, the guys who quit. I saw what they did to them. And what it is, they think they're going to leave. No, they milk those motherfuckers. They make them stay. They just give them all the shit details, all the shit jobs. And
either that or they put them on PCP.
PCP?
Yeah, the pork chop platoon, what they call it. They put you on gym the whole time. Especially, I saw a couple of the ones that couldn't hatch because they were overweight. The first thing they do is into the pork chop platoon. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, they give them. They either by the phone, they're in the kitchen washing washing dishes. They're sweeping, they're mopping, and they're hanging out till they get finally. And it's fucked up psychologically because we're moving along and we're getting
they break you.
We're getting to graduate, and they quit 2 months ago, but they're still there. We're moving forward, and they're still there. There's like, you know what? You want to quit? No problem. But guess what? We're gonna fuck you in the end. And they kept them for like 2 months. We're marching back from the field, and they're answering the telephone. You know. And,
hola, ¿cómo estás?
Yeah. And I know as far as everyone who got hurt, not that they want to dick them on purpose, but they got to use you. So you know, it's going to be, listen, you got to do guard duty. You got to answer the phone. You got to mow the lawn, sweep the grass. Hey, we're going to go over here. What are you doing? You're just waiting to heal and then waiting for a slot. And it's tough, man. It's tough. So, yeah, thank you for the story, man. Because a lot of people don't realize, especially in the decade since that war, since 01, you have a lot of people. It's cool with the thank you for your service. That seems to be like the biggest thing. You there, Coles? Breaking up. This is why I need my own TV studio. Hot Pudge Productions. I'm gonna do like this motherfucker, like Tyler Perry. I gotta get my own shit. You there?
Yeah, I hear. Can you hear me?
Okay, you coming in? Yeah, I got you now. Just a little Wi-Fi.
Okay.
So, what I'm saying is, everyone's been thanking us for our service for the last decade, and that's totally cool. And hey, totally appreciate it. And the military needs love, but it only came about because of war. Honestly.
Right.
And I've always told people, these people in the military, because I speak from experience, and so can you, motherfuckers are hurting and getting hurt and dying when there's no war. So I like what you started, but recognize that shit happens even when we're not at war. People getting hurt, people getting injured, and unfortunately, sad to say, people dying. There's people dying in the military. I don't know what the numbers are, but easily every month. Every month somebody's dying somewhere. Training accidents, and
yeah, and the funny thing about and the funny thing that you mentioned that you remember this guy that we used to go to school with, Christopher Negron?
I probably know him by face.
So rumor has it, and I don't know how true it was, and I always wanted to find out if it was true or not. Rumor has it that when I left, he was in the class before me. So
okay.
what I heard was when they were in the rifle range, apparently he did not lock his weapon. So when he went to turn it to clear it, okay, his finger went on the trigger, shot the guy next to him right through the shoulder blade. And I heard he got fucked by MPs. Again, that's just what I heard. I don't know how true it was, but they told me who it was, and I was like, it couldn't be him. Like he was always careful, but apparently he didn't clear his weapon correctly. He didn't lock it correctly. He pointed it, and by the finger just went on the trigger, and bam, right to the guy next door.
Was he able to move forward and continue and graduate?
No, he got dishonorably discharged, and I believe from what I heard, he was charged. Yeah, because it was his negligence from that point on. Mm-hmm. Again, that's just what I heard. I don't know how true it was. Training. Yeah, exactly. But
okay, so he didn't clear his weapon, and you know what? Fuck, I hate, regardless of who it is, I hate the outcome. The outcome.
For both of them, exactly.
Something like that happening? Absolutely. I mean, I spent 4 years in Fort Hood, Texas. Every time we went to a range, there was always a story behind a particular range. I was mechanized infantry. We're attached to a vehicle, and we went to this gunnery fire. And there's this little plateau, which is almost 5 feet above the ground, open all around, where Bradley pulls up, and you just unload their ammo before they go down range. And the grunts were like doing all the work. So it was like a elevated platform. They pull up like a gas station, and we give them ammo. So it's open around all sides. The only thing there was overhead, just just in case it rains. That's all. It's just little. So we're on the platform, and they're when we get there, and they're like, "Okay, everybody, I want you to look up." And when we look up at the shed, there's a big hole in the shed, and we're like, "What's that?" It goes, "Oh, yeah, these 25 millimeter rounds, they work just like a 5.56 bullet rounds. If you hit it in the back just right, it'll go off." So what happened was, when we're unloading, somebody months ago was unloading, they kind of slammed the thing on the ground, and it hit the back, the primer just right, and the rocket shot.
It went through.
It went through him. It went through him. Because think about it, when you bend over and you're putting something down,
you're putting it down, yeah.
It went through him, and then it went through the roof.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying? So, and that was one incident in Fort Hood. Another incident in Fort Hood. Again, same thing. We're going through this training thing with the Bradleys. And on the last table, the last training exercise, we go on a live fire with the Bradleys. So the Bradleys move, we jump out, and then we clear like a wood line on the right, and they move forward, and then they're shooting their targets to the left. And they continue to move forward. we clear the woods, and then we occupy a trench. And then when we get to the end, and they get to the end, we all have targets, and it's this huge firing display of small arm weapons and the Bradley firing vehicle. Now they're to our left, so their targets are there to the front and to the left.
Right.
We're on their right, so our targets are front to the right. So technically, it's set up so we're shooting that way, and no one gets hit.
Right.
But as some people don't realize, inside those Bradley vehicles and tanks, the gunner, you're inside a turret, and you're constantly moving, and you're inside, and it very easily you lose sense of direction. And he's looking through his scope for targets, pop-up targets to hit.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, he's, instead of swiveling center left, he swiveled a little bit too much to the right.
Oh, crap.
And he's at the trenches, and he saw these little figures, because they're looking through the thing, night vision. So he saw these little figures that he thought were pop-ups, and he sprayed the trench.
Crap.
It happens. I can go on and on. That was
man.
And then when we go to the desert in the Mojave, there's a whole other, getting run over. Don't pick up shit that you're not supposed to pick up. Things that go boom in the it just so again, thank you for your story. I just want to reiterate to people, and yes, thank you for your service, but not only in combat. You know what I'm saying? 365 training. And that's just us. The SEALs are another level. Delta's another level. Rangers are another
forget
level.
about that. They're a whole different world over there. There's a whole different world.
I'll give it to the truck drivers. I would never fucking be a truck. I'd rather be a grunt than a truck driver, because they're 24 hours a day in the dark, no lights.
Yep.
And they run over shit, get run over shit, full off. I drove a Humvee in the desert, no lights. I fucking hit a boulder, slammed into the boulder didn't move, but we did. I was driving a lieutenant. He fucking reamed me out because he goes, turn around, and I did. I just went so far off. I can't. You
can't see nothing.
Nope. And I hit the boulder. Wham! It was ferocious.
Wow.
Yeah. And my Kevlar, my helmet Kevlar just went flying because there's no window. There was no window. It was just an open Humvee, and it just went flying right out to where, and just in front, and landed somewhere in the dark in front of the Humvee, and that was that was my major, and then the basics. Sprained my ankle, boo-boos, caught some kind of fucking rash. A couple of friends broke their leg, broke their arm. Nothing major, not that I can remember.
Wow. So let me ask you a quick question though. From all that, how did you transition over to stand-up comic then?
Good question. Thank you. You have a great show, by the way. I love this show. Very, very good question. Good question. Stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedy was something that was, well, first of all, comedy period is something that was injected or I absorbed since the age of 4.
Okay.
At the age of 4, it was typical. Bugs Bunny, Tom and Jerry, Looney Tunes, Woody Woodpecker. Typical. But it immediately rolled over to Lucy, Benny Hill, Archie Bunker, All in the Family, the Jeffersons. By the age of 7, I had I was watching sitcoms and cartoons and Benny Hill, and it just, I didn't know it, but I was absorbing it. And then I heard my first stand-up comedy album, Eddie Murphy, Delirious.
Delirious, okay.
Yeah, that was the first one that I actually heard. Then I heard, and it just blew my brain. It was like, oh shit. Then I heard Steve Martin, and then Bill Cosby. I got a cassette of his. And then as I got older, I got more into this watching stand-up, and then I saw Paul Rodriguez, and I was just big into stand-up. And Abbott and Costello was my favorite show. All the kids watch Kung Fu. I was watching Abbott and Costello. That's just the way I was raising myself, and it just continued to grow and grow. And in junior high school, they started showing stand-up late at night on TV. Watched it, a lot of the old school comedians that or actors or traveling the world. Now I remember when they, on TV when I was in junior high school, and it was just something that kind of came in. I actually thought about doing it when I was a teenager, and really considered it when I was 18. I somehow got a flyer for an open mic, and I thought, holy shit, this is what I want to do. This looks cool. I had two dreams. NYPD, stand-up comedian.
Okay.
But the NYPD seemed more practical. Comedy seemed like something so, where is it? How do you know?
Right.
Yeah. But I had this flyer. But going back to the store when I went to Colombia, after I came back from Colombia, I turned into like a little bit of a wild child. I attempted it happens. Queens. I attempted to go to college, did like a semester and a half. And long story short, the video game Grand Theft Auto?
Oh, yeah, GTA, still play it.
Yeah, well, I was playing it in 1991.
you created the real life one. Okay, I got you.
And 1992. More or less along those. I wasn't big time, but I was in that realm.
Got you.
If not stealing cars, but what was in the cars. Anyway.
Especially when you had, remember the Benzie boxes, you just slide them off?
Right. Boxes, it's all about the system.
Oh, look at this. Oh, it slides right off.
Yeah, so again, I was raising hell, doing whatever I wanted, and at some point, somebody went to jail, somebody got a gun in their mouth, somebody ended up in a hospital, and it just hit me. If I don't do something, that somebody's going to be me real soon. And I wanted to be a cop, and I'm like, this is no way to be a cop if I get busted. So that's when I said, let me NYPD, 2 years of college or 2 years of military. So I got tired of school, so I said, I joined the military. And within a month and a half of being in basic training, I found out I was going to be a father.
Wow.
Yeah. And so at the ripe age of 20, I became a soldier, a husband, and a father within a period of 4 months. Just like that. Boom, boom, boom. So anything that was even comedy related or stand-up just took a huge left turn. It basically disappeared. And then I just went forward with being a father, being a soldier, being a husband. I was good at two of them. I didn't succeed in the third one. I was a good soldier. I was a great father. The husband part, I didn't, I was a no-go. And just life got turned upside down for a long time. And it wasn't until I was in my 30s. We were separated at the time. I was in a relationship, and then that broke up. And I just found myself just at this moment in time, and I'm like, what am I doing? Where am I going? But then the question is, what do I want? I was like, I think I was 32, and I was like, what do I want? And the two things I wanted the most, well, one was my family, and the second thing is my dream. Well, the cop dream went down the toilet fast, so that was gone. That was off the table. And I was like, what other dream do I have? And I was like, oh, stand-up. So that's when it started. So I doubled down on the went back to the family, and I started comedy about 32, 33, slowly. And I'm 15 years in now.
Bro, but that's great, though, because at least you had something. You had at least two passions you wanted to do. Unfortunately, one of them didn't go through, but you found the other one. And not a lot of people do that.
Yeah, the good news is I'm happy. I'm content. It's my calling. This is till the day I die. There is no retirement in this. I'm in this for life. So that's the good news. The bad news is a lot of people don't get it. Your family, wife, ex-girlfriends. God bless my kids. They're great. They support me. They get it. They're my children, and but most people don't get it. They're like, get a job. What are you doing? You're so smart. Why don't you?
But that's the thing, though. A lot of people don't think that stand-up comedy is not a job. I believe it's a job. It's first of all, it's something that you like to do. It's a
Right.
passion someone has,
Right,
but at
right.
the same time, it is a job for you.
It's more.
It's not easy.
It's not. It's not. It is not. It is work. No question.
Of course.
It's just. It's not your standard. I grew up in a blue collar family that it's about union benefits, 401k, and I actually I succeeded and exceeded. I had a job. I mean, I didn't do comedy right out the army. I got into loss prevention. I got retail security. I actually did well. I was corporate. I was a suit and tie. I had the Amex. I had the 401k. I had the benefits. I was making like bonus. I had stocks. You know, I was getting flown to the home office in Massachusetts, and the security field was my specialty, was my day job. I did retail security, corporate security, nuclear security, club security. So I have a very extensive security resume that I can stand on, get a job, any one of those fields, and make a living, and especially in the retail part, because I became an investigator. I was, you know, since I didn't become a cop, I became retail loss prevention, which was really cool. I was catching shoplifters, and then I'm catching employees, and then I got promoted to this special task force, national task force, organized crime, retail organized crime. My first case was $70,000. So that was, that's not, you know, some shoplifter rinky dink shit. I was in the big leagues, following motherfuckers and getting license plates and calling it in and dealing with the DA's office and prosecuting and going in front of this judge. It's everything a cop does, but even better without the gun.
Right.
So I succeeded and exceeded and made everyone proud, but in the end, nah.
But you went back to what you wanted to do, you see? So
yeah,
I just wish I would have known that you would do it. I definitely, even before this freaking pandemic thing, I would have definitely gone, because I usually have gone to the city to some stand-up comedies and some shows and stuff like that. But you know, at least now I know, and then hopefully once this whole thing finishes, man, we can go back to back to what we need to do.
Yeah, right now it's just a huge timeout. This is why this is happening.
Yeah.
Since they took our stage away, comedians are just going in different directions and finding alternative ways to express themselves. Because as an artist, you can't lock us up. You can't stop us. You can't. It's just something that, you know, it's like a whole bunch of us. Some of us are doing this. Some of us are doing podcasts. We went to the rooftops to perform over the summer. We were in rooftops. We were in public parks. We were in backyards. Yeah. So, and then once the cold came, it's just, that's the way the artist thinks. And some of us are writing books. Some of us are making videos. It's crazy. But yes, when it's all over, we look forward to getting back on stage.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully, like I said, this thing goes, you know, it's gonna take some time.
Yeah.
It's definitely gonna take some time, but you know, no, dude, like I commend you a lot for I mean, one door closed, but you definitely left the other one open, and you're doing great.
Yeah. This started because of the pandemic. And look, I got a nice little thing behind me, and I'm actually, this is my work. This is practice. Thank you for the practice. Because it's the next step is a podcast. So I got 2 podcasts coming up.
Gotcha.
One podcast is going to be for everybody, anybody, and the other one's going to be military.
Okay, great.
So
it's funny because when I after I met my ex-wife and everything, I had they were doing the Border Patrol test over here in Newark. I took it, I passed it. I was like, okay, great. Looks like fun, whatever the case is. The training was in Arizona for 6 months.
Wow.
At that time, my daughter was still young. She was maybe like 2 years old at that time.
Yeah.
I had to leave for 6 months. I was like, do I really want to leave my family behind for 6 months? I was like, I'm going to be in Arizona. It's not like something I can go back and forth. It's not an everyday commute. I'm gone for 6 months.
Yeah. Yes, you are. Yes.
So I let that go. I was like, you know what? I can't do that right now. I let that go. Then my ex-wife's cousin tried to get me into air marshal because he was an air marshal.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, definitely. I definitely want to do this.
Yeah.
That fell through because he decided something happened within the family. He split apart, and I lost communication with him. Then I started watching Dog the Bounty Hunter. I was like, ooh, That looks fun to do. I was like, I want to do that.
That's hard.
So, yeah, so I actually looked into a course down in PA. But something just didn't feel right. I was like, but for some reason, I always wanted to do something with law enforcement or something with things, but it just never panned out. And 25 years later, I'm either doing some kind of IT work or I'm in medical building. Go figure.
Hey, real quick, going back to your military, so you were medically discharged.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
I just I was able to leave with good terms, not like a dishonorable discharge kind of thing.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't get any type of benefits, nothing, because I never graduated.
See, yeah, that's the
never.
That's the,
yeah, never graduated.
Okay, because there's disability. I mean,
right.
But you, yeah. You and Snowden did the same thing. You know who Snowden is?
No.
The guy who leaked everything about the
government. Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. He was in special forces. He was actually in basic training, and in basic training, he went to like a special forces training, and he broke his leg in several places. And he said it. He said it in a movie. Yeah, he was medically discharged, which meant no money for you.
Nothing. Sorry.
All right. I wanted to check.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no. If you're medically discharged, if it would have been different if I would have graduated and then someone along the line would have got different. Yeah. But then, I lost on it, and I looked at every possible way. It was like, no, you were still basically still in it. You were being trained. You weren't fully. You didn't earn the title as a Marine. I was like, oh, okay, thanks. You know.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I won't get into it, but it's the government and the military. You got to be careful sometimes. So
but no, I mean, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I heard the term ex-wife. I know the term well. So first of all, how many kids? You got kids?
3 kids. A 20-year-old. Jesus, whoever said having a daughter was easy, please bring them over here.
Okay.
I would have a chat with them.
Okay.
I'll have a 20-year-old, a 16-year-old, and a 12-year-old.
Oh wow, you're still in the mix.
Yeah, one daughter and 2 boys, and that's it.
Okay, you're in the mix. See, like I said earlier, I started at 20. I have 2. My daughter's 26, and my son's 22. So don't have to worry about too much.
Right.
They're pretty. You know what I'm saying? You still have a 16 and a 12, and the 20's right there. So, all right, that explains the gray. That explains the gray. Okay, totally.
And they're tough. I mean, I love them to death, but I'm telling you, it because they're half Ecuadorian and then half Dominican. They have that little.
You went with the islands.
I went with the islands.
Oh, so all of them same mother?
Yes.
Okay. How many years married did you last?
14 years.
And then that's it.
And then that was it. I was actually, and this is a funny story. I started working for my sister. She was a manager at a calling card call center.
Calling card.
And calling card. You know those slow.
That's how old you are.
Yeah, exactly. Póngale dinero a llamar a la familia. 5 centavos el minuto. So I met my ex-wife there. I was actually her supervisor.
What? Supervisor.
Supervisor. I like that one. Supervisor. So yeah, I met her from there, and from that point on, it was just like within a year that we met, it was moved in together, got pregnant, got engaged, and from there on, boom, it just took off from that point.
How old were you when all that happened?
Oof, she was 18 and I was 25? 25, yeah.
Stop it. Supervisor.
I didn't know she was 18 till I found out later. I was like, oh, you're 18. I was like, you're legal. That's fine.
Oh, shit.
So, but we were married for 14 years, and then, shit happens. Not on my part, But, yeah, I mean, right now, we still keep it cordial because of the kids and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean,
good for you. Good, God bless.
Yeah,
good for you. That's
the whole thing. yeah, you know the whole thing that sometimes people say you get along better when you're not together.
Mm-hmm.
So we worked out some shit and stuff like that. So we still talk and whatever the case is. She remarried. I'm happily with someone else and hopefully getting engaged, Rosanna. So
Is she
so
watching?
we'll see.
Is she
I hope so. So
shout out to Rosanna.
But this time I went straight up out of the country. She's Italian.
Ooh.
So yeah. But no, it's great. It's great. Like I tell you, I mean, it's great. My kids are great. Obviously, there's still some little tweaking around, and I'm still checking up on them and stuff like that. But I honestly, I don't regret having them kids, especially at the age that I have. I was done with the clubbing. I was done with the hanging out.
Yeah.
I was done with. I was ready. And it happens, and it happened.
I was ecstatic to be a young father because it was like, oh, I get to play with them, run with them. I actually no joke, because I was a young father. When they did karate, I ended up being in the same karate class. I was Kramer.
Stop.
Yeah, it wasn't my intention, but they were in karate class, and I'm outside with the other parents waiting, and it's like, it was so fucking boring. They were all older, and it was such a drag. And I'm looking at the class through the glass. I'm like, and there was another guy in there, an older gentleman. So I'm like, hey, he's with the kids. And I asked one of the senseis, what's his story? Oh, he's a father. He had some issues at work. He's an older gentleman, and he's taking karate, self-defense, and stuff like that. I'm like, you down to have another guy? And they're like, sure, come on in. And I sparred with the father. I sparred with the sensei. I helped out with the kids. And that was the beginning. And then I became a softball coach and manager.
Wow.
I was like 5 years. I was like the first base coach, then the third base coach, and then got promoted to manager. So 5 years coaching with my daughter. My son played football. He played baseball, and I was there. It was running and gunning. It's heavy. It's a lot of heavy work, all those practices and games. And I remember one year we did 12, 14 months straight, sport after sport after sport after sport.
Wow.
And we hit basketball season, and we got burned out. And we were just about to do basketball, and there was a coaching problem. Like, well, we're having trouble finding a coach. And I'm like, okay, that's our cue to get the fuck out. But because we were doing simultaneously baseball and softball, 2 different neighborhoods, and then came football season, and then she did soccer, and then and it was just nuts. But I was young enough to do it. I was young enough to hang. I was young enough to teach.
Good, yeah.
So it was cool being a young dad, because I was very happy to be a part of that. It was the husband part that didn't work out so well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get it. But like my little one, my 12-year-old's in soccer. He's been in soccer for the past 5 years. Now he's in a traveling team. So
there you go.
It's a lot of traveling. It's a lot of back and going forth. But I'm in there with him the whole time, and we play around. We run. I take him to the gym with me. We'll get there early. I'll practice with the rest of the team. By the time the coach gets in, I'm like, okay, they're warmed up for you. I'm out. I'm just gonna chill right now and take it from there.
It's cool when you're able to do that, because you still have that vigor, and you're still young, and you can still rock and roll per se. Because I seen some other parents. They look like they can't hang, and they're watching from the bench, and I'm like, I'd rather be active.
They're like, no, I'm staying right here.
Yeah, right. So,
hey, quick question: Have you heard from anybody else, like Ramon or anybody else? Like,
it was only within the last several years. I think Ramon was the first one I found on Facebook that I knew.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was I had a couple of class of '93, because I hung out with one. She was part of the people I hung out with, Dorothy, and my ex-girlfriend from high school was 2 years behind me. So I had her on Facebook, but never really talked or chat. And Ramon, I had him, but we never crossed paths.
Okay.
And Facebook. So and then within the last couple, I guess because maybe the pandemic, I found more people, and then I started doing this, and then I said, wait a minute, let me go to Newtown and find,
and do this because I was doing this is like my 46th episode, and I've been doing mostly comedians. And then I said, I need something more. So I went from comedians. I found veterans, and then I said, then I said, oh, let me go to Newtown. There's got to be some interesting people, and I found Raul. He found me. I think he found me, and then we went back and forth. Last time I saw him, actually, last time I saw him, because after active duty, I came back, but I stayed in the Guard. So I was in the National Guard, and I was a bouncer, and I bumped into him in the city one time. And at the time, and I knew he was in the Navy. And then when we found each other on Facebook, he turns out to be a federal agent. So I'm like,
yeah, which is that's crazy. When I found that out, I was like, whoa.
Yeah. So I was like, hey, you want to do my Instagram? And he's like, sure. And then Ramon chimed in, and I saw Ramon from he runs marathons. So I'm like, that's cool.
Really?
So, yeah. And he told me he's got you can tune in next week when I have him. But yeah, he gave me a little backstory about how he started running marathons. I'm like, oh shit, that's cool. And then that's very interesting. And then Miss Lopez, the English teacher from Newtown, she said she wanted to jump on. I'm like,
I saw that. I was like, yep.
And I was like, and I knew she was a teacher. I never had her, but I knew of her because I was with her. I was in her son's class in junior high school. You knew Joey?
Yeah.
Joey Lopez. I was in his class in the 8th grade in '73, and then we were both in Newtown, but we never had classes together. So I knew of him and his mom, obviously. But what I didn't know was she graduated from Newtown as well.
Wow, I didn't know that either. Holy crap.
Born and bred Newtown, so she's going to be a fun, interesting story. So yeah, man, I'm finding more people, and I'm reaching out. I'm making some friend requests, and if you know anybody that something cool, interesting, personal, this is what it's about, man. Just sharing cool stories.
Yeah, man. No, man, it's great because when you were talking to Raul, you were mentioning about the field and climbing the gate to get on top of the roof. I was like, oh my God, I remember that so fucking well. Going to the handball court.
Yeah. Hoffman Park.
73 going to fucking Cowboy Pats. I was like, oh my God.
It's a barbershop now. I get my haircut there. Yeah.
No, stop.
I just recently started going there. Yeah, it's a barbershop. Not nice guys, nice people. But yeah.
Okay.
I actually live down the Grand Avenue is where I live.
Okay.
For now. And for now, when this pandemic is over and a couple other little incidentals, don't have time to talk about, but I'll be moving. How's Jersey? I see you in Jersey.
Honestly, it's not bad. I've been here for 16 years now. As soon as when my son Matthew was born, the minute he left the hospital, he came straight to Jersey. We already had an apartment there and here and everything. So I've been here for 16 years.
Why Jersey? Why'd you leave Queens?
One because it was mostly all her family was here. Okay. So she was homesick. She went to her family. Her mom recently moved down here. And I was like, you know what? Before I came to Jersey, I moved to Jamaica.
Jamaica, Queens?
Jamaica, Queens.
Okay. I was in the first neighborhood. All right.
Yeah, so I moved to Jamaica, Queens. I was right there by the highway, by the Van Wyck. I was literally, I could see right out my window.
Oh, okay.
So, there was an issue with my family. We lost communication. We didn't want to deal with them. So I told my mom, listen, we had nothing else left. I was like, let's just pack up, let's leave New York, and that's it. We out.
Okay.
So she's like, that's fine, whatever the case is. And we came to Jersey, and it took some adapting. And before this whole pandemic, I was still going to New York. I was still going to Queens. There was times that I got hungry because here in Jersey everything closes early. You can't go to a bodega and be like, oh yeah, dame esa cerveza, primo. No, that's not over here. It's like, oh, sorry, we don't sell beer around here after 9 o'clock. I'm like, okay. So I used to pack up, get my car, pay the toll, go to 90th and Roosevelt, and go to my little taco truck and be like, tres tacos, por favor. Pack up and go.
I mean, basically my whole life has been Queens, and I used to be Queens for life. I'm not leaving my borough. Queens for life. But now, I mean, the prices
not
are
only that,
ridiculous.
Dude, when I went there, I cannot believe the amount of people there are in Queens, and there's nowhere else to build. But all I see is building in little small places going up. No more this way, just going that way. In little squares.
I'm living here again on Grand Avenue near Queens Center Mall. I've seen the whole neighborhood just. Georgia Diner's gone. You know, it's
Georgia Diner's gone. Yeah.
Huge. I've seen the car wash in Queens Boulevard is gone. Everything they're tearing down.
Yes.
Is now buildings. And first thing in my mind is all these people coming in. I'm losing my parking. I'm fucking losing my parking. And the prices were skyrocketing before the pandemic. I don't know about now. Maybe there might be a price break, but still, it's getting crowded and parking is getting ridiculous, even in my neighborhood. So yeah, I'm pretty, and I've already been looking at some real estate in some other places. So I don't know. I guess I'm going to be leaving Queens eventually. But,
yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, Queens is still my home. I will always,
that's my fear. What you said is my fear. And when I tell my kids, I'm like, yo, there's no corner store. You can't walk around the corner for the, and it's all those little things. That's
the thing, though. That's the thing. Unless you go to a 7-Eleven, but then again, it's just 7-Eleven. Like, do you really want a chimichanga from 7-Eleven? I can get that anywhere.
Yeah.
You know?
So it's those little things, that you.
Yeah, that's why when I go to New York and I've gone with my girlfriend, we've gone and we try to make it like a whole day thing. And I've taken her to Junction Boulevard. I've taken her to Jardin, which she loves that fucking place. Jardin in Junction.
Junction, the Chinese.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I've taken her there.
And they got plátanos and tostones.
And they got plátanos and tostones. Yes, I've taken her there. I've taken her to 103 to the Dominican stops over there for the mofongos and all that, and the food trucks down 103rd. I still make it as much as I can.
Is she a Jersey girl? She's a Jersey girl.
Yes, she's a Jersey girl. Yep.
With an Italian background.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so she loves going to New York.
Okay, you married a Snooki. Okay, that's good.
Yeah. But she loves New York.
Okay.
We always we go to hang out in the city. We've gone to New York. We've gone to Queens, Brooklyn, because my dad still lives in Brooklyn. Okay. He's on Atlantic Avenue, so he lives down there. My sister lives down there in West New York. So we still go there as much as we can. I mean, obviously with this pandemic, we really can't go anywhere. We can't, stuff like that. But I'm still Queens no matter what. I love my hometown.
Me too. Yeah, I know.
I
dude, you can put a gun to my head. I would have been like, yo, live and die here. But, with the pandemic, some personal issues, and the fact that I'm a comedian and I got to travel and I might end up in other cities, it's something that I have to come to grips with. So
right,
I'm getting mentally ready. I'm getting prepared.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. But hopefully everything, like I said, hopefully everything goes back to normal and we can go somewhat back to normality. I know we're not gonna be there at 100%, but even if it's at 70% or 75%, it's better than nothing. That's what we're going to do.
Just bear down for the winter. Just bear down for the winter.
I know.
That's it.
I know.
I'm just going to the gym. Today was a nice day. I did some laps around the park, and I'm working on my, my website, my Instagram, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So just staying busy.
Yeah, no, I get it. With me too. Like I have work. I try to do the 8 hours at work, and I come home, and right now my son's off season for soccer, so I get to spend a little bit more time at home with him, and we'll start cooking together. Because every time I go in the kitchen, he wants to cook. He's like, "Can I help you?" I was like, "Okay, so let's go." So now he loves to cook. And
yeah, that's. I mean, pandemic sucks. This corona's taken a lot of people and hurt a lot of people. But if there's anything good, the silver lining is it's making us find ourselves in different ways.
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
More couples are getting to know each other. The divorce rate is going to go up, but that's okay because at least you found out now. You know what I'm saying?
Later on, yeah.
I think there's more bonding with children. It's going to work out. We're going to appreciate.
Yeah.
Appreciate what we had before, and then appreciate it when we get it back eventually.
Exactly.
But anyway, man, let me wrap this up. Carlos, it's been a pleasure. It's been.
Thank you very much.
I can't wait to see it.
Dude, I can't wait till you start going back because I want to go. I'm gonna sit in that front seat, and I know you're gonna pick on me, so that's fine.
No, well, maybe have you seen my clips?
No, I really haven't. I honestly, I have to check them out.
All right. Well, you can go to my YouTube channel, Hot Pudge Sunday.
Okay.
Hot Pudge Sunday. Subscribe.
I'm subscribing.
This episode will be uploaded on my channel within the next 48 hours. But if you go to the playlist, you'll see Hot Pudge IG Live Season 1.
Okay.
Hot Pudge IG Live Season 2, this is what you'll be in. There was a little, during the pandemic, I did some weird kind of segment. I was running around the city visiting comedians because we were all locked down. So I did this segment called 6 Feet, 6 Questions.
Okay.
So I went to comedians. I went to Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Manhattan, and was visiting comedians. And it's like a quick 3-minute Q&A, 6 feet, 6 questions. That was fun. And finally, you'll see it. It says Stand Up Live. Okay. Stand Up Live. And there's 2 clips. I did it for Comedy Time TV several years ago. And they're only about 2.5, 3 minutes each. So check it out and see if you like it. I definitely will. No problem. And if you like it, you share it on your Facebook. I definitely will. If you like and I'm going to get people. If you like it. Real quick, remember this kid here? Dude, that's fuck yeah. Dude. How tall are you? Because I remember I was taller than you. I'm 5'6". Still? Yeah, I haven't grown that much. Wow, you look taller. No, I'm 5'6". Okay, I'd still hug you. I still love you. But yes, I remember that. I was like, oh my god. Yeah. That's so crazy. That is. So I show people. I show that picture. They're like, that is not you. I was like, yep, that was me. That was you. Yeah. I remember. That was me. From '73, and you live right around the corner from Newtown. I live right. Yeah, right up the hill. Like literally that building that's right there. Yep. I swear to God, I walked you to your building once. There's that hallway entrance. It's like you were surrounded by stores, and then the building is right there. It looked like the Carter from New Jack City. Yeah, I was. You had to get buzzed in. That's right. No, I know I walked home, or I was walking. I just walked you to the building. I just remember you lived right there. Yep. I was like, and yes, you were very funny. You were hilarious. I remember you were a clown. You were one of those. We had some classes together. I think because I was so shy, I think that's the way I try to fit in with everybody, try to make fun and stuff like that. So, a lot of people do that and stuff like that. But I did that. Yeah. I did that. Yeah. My wife, I see a therapist, and I speak to wifey. And she, I'm learning about myself and having her learn at the same time. Mm-hmm. She goes, "Oh, everything's a joke, and everything is this. Everything, it's always funny to you." I'm like, initially, it's like you said. Yes, I was shy too. I was a little fatty. I was shy, but comedy or being funny got people to like me. Got me a little attention. Got the bullies off of me. So it was like this little gimmick or thing you did. And then as you get older, you start using it as like an icebreaker, like a social icebreaker. Mm-hmm. And then as I got older, it's a defense mechanism. It's like a defense mechanism. And then what my family knows all too well, I can attack. So it's like it could be, so humor can be used in many ways. So yes, right. So you were kind of in that realm. You were socially awkward or maybe shy, so you use it to your advantage. But I remember those days. I mean, I'm telling you, like I missed them. We were all cool. We were all chilling and relaxing, and we had some good times. We definitely had some good times. And, I remember we were some classes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there was a lot of joking. Yeah, a lot of joking, a lot of getting in trouble too. yeah, I barely graduated, but anyway. Man, thank you for coming on. Totally appreciate it. No, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you very much, brother. All right, say what's up to future wifey. Tell us a good job.
I definitely will.
All right, stay in touch. Check out those videos. Let me know.
I definitely will, Papa. Don't worry about it. Thank you very much, man.
Be safe.
You too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Carlos Herrera from New Jersey, formerly of Queens, New York, Junior High School 73, Newtown High School. Wow, that was crazy. Blast from the past. This is so cool. I really never, I don't know, when it came to schools, because I moved around so much from neighborhood to neighborhood and I transferred from school to school, I never had a foothold anywhere or felt comfortable, so I never thought highly of my past. I don't know, just the way it is. But these last couple of weeks catching up with these guys has been pretty cool. So it's been pretty, it's nice. I've enjoyed it. And I look forward to future Instagrams. Ramon, I think, is next week. And then Miss Lopez is the following week. And we'll see how much further I go deeper into the Hot Pudge IG rabbit hole of my past. We'll see. Maybe I'll even get family. Oh, that'll be fun. That'll be a huge argument for another story. Anyway, yes, let's go Mets. Shout out again, Carlos Herrera. Thank you so much. Shout out to your family. Be safe. And dude, I'll buy you a beer next time, man, for sure. And yes, let's go Mets. And that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Hot Pudge IG Live. If you tuned in late for this episode, you want to see the rest of it or any other episode, Hot Pudge Sunday. Hot Pudge Sunday is the YouTube channel. Hot Pudge Sunday, like the day of the week. And you'll know it's Hot Pudge Sunday because you'll see this character. See this guy right here? Yes, this is my logo. The Sunday. Get it? Hot Pudge Sunday. But it's spelled Sunday like day of the week. Okay? Not too confusing. Anyway, Milton, you're late. I'm gone. You're going to have to watch this on my YouTube channel. Hot Pudge Sunday. Guys, I'll see you guys next week. Be safe. Have a good weekend. Again, my YouTube channel, Hot Pudge Sunday. You'll see my stand-up and all the Hot Pudge IG interviews I've done. Yeah, be safe. Corona-free. Peace.